Her single, Where I Stood, has catapulted her up the charts and quickly made her a favorite with music fans here in the States. And now Australian singer-songwriter Missy Higgins takes her growing success on a new headlining tour. She joins us this morning. Hey there, Missy, how are you?
Hi, good, thanks.
Yeah, great to have you here. Congratulations. The song that we're listening to, Where I Stood, I mean, it has been everywhere. I'm just going to list some of the TV shows it's been featured on. Okay. Grey's Anatomy, NCIS, The Hills, Lipstick Jungle, Smallville, One Tree Hill, Friday Night Lights, One Life to Live. So you think you can dance. I mean, it really is everywhere. How does it feel to hear your music wherever you go, whenever you turn on the TV?
Well, thankfully, I don't really watch TV, so I never get to experience that side of things. But I do get text messages and emails from my friends constantly saying that they hear it on, Although I really love Grey's Anatomy, so that was exciting to get it on that show.
Oh, I mean, the exposure is phenomenal.
Yeah, it really is. It seems to be the new medium for getting your music out there. I mean, a lot of people are really respecting the musical content of a lot of these shows today, so they really they go online afterwards and they check what songs we're playing.
Exactly. Well, let's talk about the CD, On a Clear Night. Tell me what the inspiration behind it was.
Well, I mean, I wrote the album over a period of about 2 years because I started writing pretty much as soon as I recorded my first album. So there's not really so much of a theme. I mean, my songs are quite personal, so they're really kind of snapshots in time, really. I guess I deal with a lot of kind of things from, the self-exploration kind of themes to relationship issues and questioning the bigger picture. I took about 6 months off and I went and lived in the desert for a while. So
in Australia?
Yeah. Well, it was the desert on the beach, so it wasn't as barren as it sounds. Okay. So I wasn't really roughing it. You can't help but ask all the massive questions when you're in so much space. So it turned out to be quite a thoughtful album lyrically, I think.
Yeah, well, let's talk a little bit about how your career has evolved. You obviously grew up in Australia, started writing songs when you were in high school, won a big songwriting contest, and you've become a huge star there.
Yeah, it happened. Well, I wrote this kind of my first proper song when I was 15, and I recorded it onto a cassette. And a couple of years later, when I was in my final year of high school, my sister entered it into this radio songwriting competition, which is really respected around Australia. They go around to the cities and they unearth new songwriters. And so, it ended up winning that when I was 17, and then that got my song on the radio and got me into the Australian public. And I only had 5 songs at that time, so I wasn't really ready for it, but it happened anyway. And that's how I got a record deal.
Yeah, that's really interesting. And now you're really making a name for yourself here stateside. You're doing this tour, touring with another Australian artist, Lenka, and a Canadian artist, Justin Mazuka. What is it like to get your music out on this continent?
It's a completely different ball game. It's just the sheer amount of people in this country mean that it's a real commitment. You've got to. I mean, I moved to LA about over a year ago so that I could really just be here and just tour and tour. I mean, I've been coming to the US for a couple of years to support tours and little shows and things like that, and it's kind of just starting to pick up for me over here because you've really just got to keep going. Yeah, there's so many people to reach. The
tour seems to be going very well, and your career seems to really be taking off over here, so continued success to you.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Thank you for making time for us. Missy Higgins' CD is called On a Clear Night, and it's on sale right now, so go check it out.